without further ado, I want to invite to the stage an amazing Israeli company. It's one of those companies that really understands innovation for good, which is tackling a major issue. ReWalk, many of you I'm sure have heard of ReWalk. It's a unicorn company in Israel that did a very large IPO recently. I'll let Ori Gon Radi Kayuf explain who they are and what they do, but let's just welcome ReWalk as they come to the stage. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So, after this great start, I'll try to be impressive as you, but we'll do my best. So, good morning, everyone, and shalom. So, I am Ori Gon. I am the CFO for ReWalk Robotics, and with me today is Mr. Radi Kayuf. Radi has joined, and I think he is the focus here. So, Radi has joined in 2008 the company. He was part of a small group of inventors, engineers, and he was really part of the group that has developed the exoskeleton, which you will see in a minute. So this presentation is to provide you, to tell you the story of ReWalk through the eyes of a little bit of me, but mostly through the eyes of Radi, how he sees this great invention, how it changed his life, and what we are also going to do next. All right. Okay. Should work. Okay. So, basically, ReWalk was incepted in 2001. It was focused on improving the quality of life of individuals with lower limb disabilities at first only, through the creation and development of robotic technologies. And the team that started the company was led by a remarkable inventor, Dr. Amit Goffer. So, as you can see, Dr. Amit Goffer was injured himself in an accident and became quadriplegic. And while he did his recovery, and started his recovery, he thought to himself, how come the only solution that the medical world is providing to spinal cord injury patients is a wheelchair? And this goes back 2,500 years ago, where we see the first sketches of a wheelchair. So, and as an inventor, as a doctor from the Technion, he started to think of another solution, how he can bring a device that will allow people with spinal cord injury to walk again. So, besides the fact that we, especially as able bodies, want to see and think that the main element is just let the people walk again, there are a lot of secondary medical consequences that come when you just sit in in wheelchair all day. And you can see the main ones here. I'll just describe just some things that they are encountering every day once they just get their injury. So first is bowel function. They have no bowel function. They can spend hours in the toilet. That's just a major thing in quality of life. All right. Second thing that comes with it is osteoporosis. Which then becomes more risk for fractures. Nerve pain. Okay, that require medication all day, all right? They don't sleep well. Psychologically, you see all kinds of effects in this population. So this population not just affects the quality of life, but also adds a lot of cost to the healthcare system, all right? You see the numbers here on the screen. And one of the easiest solution, and I think all of us, when we go to the doctor and we say, all right, and you gained some fat and I don't feel well, and maybe you have a sugar in your blood and all kinds of things, what is the first thing the doctor tells us to do? Walk. Walk 3 times a week, start doing some exercise, you will feel better. At least, some better, all right? And this is the easiest solution that we can provide this population, right? Just give them a tool that they can stand up and walk at home in their own community, and by that, improve their quality of life. And especially, we don't want their health condition to become worse than it started at day one of the injury. So that's a major thing. All right. So just to understand, ReWalk our IPO was 2014. Since then, and even before that, Since that and before that, we sold and placed over 550 units around the world, in US, mainly US and Germany, where we have our direct market. It's been covered and paid mostly by statutory and also private insurers. VA funding, the US Veterans Administration is covering the device for all soldiers in the US, and also self-pays. Reebok is the first exoskeleton to receive FDA approval for home use. This is very important. This device is not only used in clinics, you can take it home and go wherever you want. And you will see some pictures, and you also see one picture now. The device has shown its durability, safety through many clinical trials, and also, day-to-day usage. We just had, what? Okay, all right. So just a couple of weeks ago, we had a 65 US veteran complete the New York City Marathon in 26 hours of walking. She's done that. She's the first US, but not the first person to complete a marathon. We also had 2 individuals that walked a marathon in England. And Radi himself did the 10K run here in Tel Aviv just a couple of years ago. So the device is working, for sure. Okay? So now I would like to introduce you to the main person here, Mr. Radi Kayuf. So while I was speaking, you see maybe for 2-3 minutes, he wore independently the device. This is what we want to do. Everyone can, the person can wear it independently and, start walking. So Radi comes from a town called Daliat el-Carmel. It's in the northern part of Israel, and it's one of the largest Druze community in Israel. Radi joined the Israeli Defense Forces in 1985. He served as a paratrooper. All right, it's a good unit in the IDF. And in 1985, he just a couple of weeks before he ended his service, his unit was deployed to Lebanon. And during combat, he got injured, and he left paralyzed. You see, his injury is T8 complete. All right, he has no sense of his body below this level of injury. And he began recovery. Like every other spinal cord injury patient, he learned to live with his injury, did all the necessary changes. And, he thought that he will never walk again, all right? Like every other mostly spinal cord injury until today. 20 years later, in one of his therapy sessions, he met Dr. Amit Gopher, the inventor. And Amit introduced him the concept. It was still a concept at this stage, in some developed prototype. And he told him, look, I have this product. I need also someone to help me and join me and give the perspective and also test the device. So Radi immediately saw the benefits of using the device and wanted to walk again. So he decided to join the company, I would say, as its main, and even until today, its main test pilot, even when we do all kinds of changes. So what the device you will see now is actually the 6th generation of the device. We keep on improving it. We make it lighter, better, more durable, and everything that's better mostly for the usage. So now let's see how the device works. So Radi wore it, in just a couple of minutes. The device is controlled by using his wristwatch, all right? First thing we want to do is stand. So Radi gives a command. And he stands. All right. Now, Radi wants to walk. There is a walk, and the device will start walking. This device is the only device that is allowed and is able to climb and descend stairs. So this is another, besides the possibility to walk, wheelchair cannot do that. Just cannot do that. There was actually a story once, our company is in the sixth floor, and Radi had a meeting. He needed to go, but there was a problem with the elevators. So he took the device and went down 6 floors and, drove his car. So this is another very important element. So as you can see, he controls the device through the wrist controller, all right? And the structure, so the structure holds Radi up, all right, in upright position, and the crutches are very important for the balance, all right? Keep in mind, he doesn't feel anything from the waist down, all right? It's only to balance him. Now, let's talk about the things that have, in the technology that have made it possible. So 3 main elements. One is the sensor. Sensors have developed enough to a point where we can do that. Second, here we have the tilt sensor. Radi is showing me, right? He knows. And second is the batteries and software, all right? We have the software, and which provides, as you can see now, if Radi, for example, puts a walk button, he doesn't start walking until the tilt sensor senses a body shift, and then he starts walking. Let's try it again, right? So now the device senses a movement in his body, and he can start walking. If Radi wants to stop, simply stops. You can see he turned, he can walk up the stairs, down the stairs, everything. Batteries are lasting for 4 to 5 hours of usage. That's enough, even for, I don't think I walk 4 hours a day. And the software, maybe you can try and walk again, Radi, for us. Look at his gait. Look at his gait, even compare it to mine. Try to compare it to mine. That's exactly as my gait. This is very important, right? If you want to have good walking, and you don't want to have other complications, you have to have this great gait pattern, so the movement will be natural as possible. This was achieved through the software algorithm that we have. So, Radi, maybe you can tell us a little bit. How do you feel while you're working the device?
אני מרגיש טוב, ההליכה חזרה לי, כי אני מרגיש שאני הולך מחדש. אחרי 20 שנה שישבתי עם הכיסא, אני מרגיש חופשי והולך ממש כמו בן אדם, ויכול לדבר עם אנשים בגובה העיניים.
Yeah, so Radi just said, I feel great while I'm using the device, and one of the main elements that we see from the users, they want to interact in eye-to-eye level. Right? This can only be achieved while you're standing. What other things have improved maybe in your health and how you feel since you started walking 11 years ago?
אני התחתנתי אחרי הפציעה ונולדו ילדים. הילדים שלי מעולם לא ראו אותי הולך. היום שאני עומד, הם מדמיינים איך הייתי לפני הפציעה, וזה עושה לי טוב, גם עושה לילדים טוב. לחבק אותם ולהיות בעמידה, זה מאוד טוב לי.
So Radi just said that, one of the main things that, his kids, for example, have not seen him stand. They were born when he was already injured. So, the first seeing, father stand is very impressive. And I think they also said to you once, you told me that, oh, father, you're very tall. We didn't know that. So that's also very important. And what about the health benefits?
זה מאוד עוזר לי ביום יום, אני כאילו ממש, זה משפר את האיכות חיים שלי. כל המערכות הפנימיות, זה לא רק אני לא יכול ללכת, כל המערכות נפגעו. גם כאילו החיים שאני צריך כל הזמן להתפנות, אז זה מקל עליי וגם עוזר לי, אני מרגיש ממש טוב עם הגוף.
Okay, so as mentioned, and I think we also saw it, the things that we just talked before about, the things of, spending a lot of time to evacuate, in the toilet, and just, general health, pain medication, affected Radi and affects all others. And we also have obviously clinical, evidence to show that. It's not just, a case study. So thank you, Radi.
Thank you.
All right. You will probably not look at me now, you will just look at him, but I'll try to do something. So here you can see, we talked about using the device. The device can be used in every surface, at home. Once you take the device home, you can't limit the user to use it only in a ground surface or something. Here he walks in the beach. this is where he, this is in his current, uniforms in one of the ceremonies. So, all right. So a little bit about what we do as a company. Let's put it now. All right. So, what else do we do? So 5 months ago, the company has received FDA and CE approval for a new exosuit. It's not rigid as you see now, it's a soft suit, right? It's lightweight. Instead of working with rigid structure, which you need for spinal cord injury because you need to stand them tall. But for other indications, such as stroke, which you will see in a minute, you don't necessarily need this rigid exoskeleton. You need lightweight support, all right? So we started a joint collaboration with Harvard. 3.5 years ago, we signed an agreement, and they actually invented a soft suit through a DARPA program that they had, and we took all the IP and licensed it and took the know-how and started to develop an exosuit for stroke, all right? So stroke is obviously very different. There's half of the body, in some affected and some is healthy, and the other part is healthy. So what we did here is that, and you can see it on the right, I'll just skip here. All right. So what you see here is exactly the soft suit. So instead of bringing the forces with rigid exoskeleton, we do it with cables. All right. So the device itself is like 10 pounds, 4 kilos. It doesn't sit on the affected side. In this picture, it's like the right side is affected. And through, again, sensors and algorithm, we are able to provide the paretic leg, which is, again, in this case, the right leg, the right forces in the right time so that the person can regain more natural gait, all right? This device was just approved in June, and we are now commercializing it around the world with our team and also looking for partners. So that's also something that's very interesting for us. Here. All right. So just to summarize a little bit what we do now and what's next for us. So first we want to expand insurance coverage. All right, obviously, as much as more payers will understand the benefits and will allow this great technology for their patients, it will be, we think, better for the healthcare system economically. We have currently, and we always have, around 130, 150, sometimes 200 patients in the pipeline that we help them process. Unfortunately, to this date, insurers, some of them are improving, and as shown, we've sold over 550 systems, but not in the rate that we think should be. So a lot of them are getting denied, and we still need to support them. So this is one element that we are still working on and trying to improve reimbursement. Second step is penetrating with a restore. Again, for stroke population, a big market, a lot of opportunities there, and this is what we are trying to achieve now. And in longer term, we keep on working according to our mission, which is assisting currently lower extremities and finding other solutions. Maybe if we started with restore with the ankle for stroke, it can be other indication, it can be personal usage at home. We take the robotic elements and we try to help patients with all kinds of problems to walk again. Thank you very much. We will be in the booth if you want to see us more.